hello, and a good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good and little people of the tube. Hope today, hope feeling great, and all is well in your world. Hi there. Today's vid people tube is a follow-up video on the Boss Dual Cube LX. So, I have a massive love and hate relationship with this amp. Is it good? Yes, it is. Is it bad? No, but it has faults. So, where to go first? Good or bad? I hate bad-mouthing products because it's not a bad amp. It's just got... It just could have been so much more than what it is. And I just don't understand why Boss didn't do certain things. You know, this is the company that made the Boss Katanas, you know. And then this thing comes along and it's a step back, in my opinion. I love it. I do love it, but I don't love it all at the same time. And it's really, you know, in all fairness to YouTube, this video I've been putting off and off and off because it's been kind of stressing me out. Dilemma. How do you review something that you've kind of like, you keep falling out with, but love all at the same time? You know, and that's exactly how I feel about this amp. It's absolutely brilliant, and I love it. But at the same time, I hate it. You know, it's infuriating sometimes. I can't get some things to work. Sometimes it doesn't sound as good as I wish it did, and certain features are driving me balmy on this thing. So, I'll tell you what, let's get the bad out of the way. Okay, number one bad, well, not number one bad point, but one of the bad points is where the battery compartment is. This is supposed to be a take anywhere practice amp, so you can take this anywhere. I've heard of people asking if they, can busk with this thing. I'm not sure you could, to be honest with you. This on the floor on a high street with loads of people walking past, I don't think you'll hear it. It's loud, but it ain't that loud. You want the street cube for that. Anyway, this is supposed to take anywhere amp, but there's one problem with take this anywhere. Especially if you're outside and it isn't particularly great weather or whatever, or like, you know, if you wanted to do like say for I wanted to go out and do a video on a cold winter's morning in the snow, say, you know, or whatever. If it's a wet ground, there is one glaring problem, and that is the battery compartment is on the bottom. Now, and in all fairness, when you put this thing down on the floor, there is no clearance. You know, the feet that are on here, the little rubber feet, they don't give it any ground clearance. So when you put it on the floor, that battery compartment is on the floor. Especially if it would be something soft like, you know, the ground or, you know, grass, whatever, you know. And if that's wet, water's going to get into your battery compartment. It just is. There is no seal around the battery compartment. So it's just a plastic cover. There's no seal around this thing. And there is gaps in there, I believe. I can't tell now because it's too dark in here. But, like, water's going to get in there. It is going to get in there because water always finds a way. It's like life. Okay, so there is no gaps into actual main components of the amplifier, which is good. But that is still really bad. Now, Queenie's got the bass version of it up there. You can see the bass version. This is the guitar version. On the bass version, the battery compartment's on the back, which in my opinion is where it should be, right? Why there? That just seems, you know, just make the box a little bit bigger and put it on the back. You know, I mean, it's not... You only make it bigger by about, like, maybe 1/4 of an inch. And then you can have a battery compartment on the back. And then when you put this down on the floor, the battery compartment isn't going to be on the ground. It'll be in the back. It'll be, you know, it's fine. So that would work. But again, it's on the bottom. And I think, to be honest with you, that's just stupid. In my opinion. You know, people with tube, your opinions, please. I want to know. But that is a big problem for me. Because like, I'm thinking now is like, if I want to go out and do videos with this, which I will do, you know, I will definitely use this. Because I do love it, like I say. I have to be aware of that. And I have to be aware that I can't just, like, you know, if I'm walking around somewhere, I can't just go, I'll put it down on the ground for a second. And I can't do that. Because if it's slightly damp or there's dampness or there's wet, if it gets into that battery compartment and gets onto those contacts and then rusts them, it's game over, you know. I don't know, it's a bit stupid. That is a bit stupid to me. I just don't understand that one. Make the box a little bit bigger and put it on the back. You know, I just don't get that one. Another big problem for me was the way you can choose the memory. The memory function on this amp is stupid. I thought when I got this amp that it was going to be a case of you had 3 memory banks. You had a green, a yellow, and a red. And I thought you could pick, like, you know, you could go from, like, you know, say like a jazz chorus clean for your clean tone. Then you could go for a high gain stack for your distortion tone. So you'd save the clean to the green, the high distortion stack for the yellow, and then the red could be like the extreme mode where you have like tons of gain and craziness and whatever. And I thought that you'd be able to cycle that with a foot switch. You can't. And this is one of the biggest flaws of this amp to me. You can only cycle through 3 memories on each one of the voices. So you can have 3 different cleans, but you can't do anything else. You can have 3 different distortions, but you can't do anything else. You can have 3 different overdrives, but you can't do anything else. So you can only have 3 of a high gain stack, 3 of the brick combo, which in the long run gives you more sounds. But that's not what everyone wants. You know, I wanted this to be kind of like a do-all. So with a foot switch, I could cycle through memories and go from clean to distortion to whatever, or what chord or whatever. And I don't really understand that. Again, step back. It just feels like a step back. When you've got amps like the Boss Katana and stuff like that, and you're responsible for the Boss Katana, like, you know, why would you not have that as a function of, like, you know, being able to save different sounds to the memory? Because I really wanted to have like a clean and a distortion and be able to just kind of flick it with the amp type, the memory, sorry. So I could go from a clean to a distortion. But I can't do that. Because if I'm on JC clean, if I'm on a jazz chorus clean, I've only got 3 different clean tones. And then if I want distortion, I have to physically move this dial to a distortion to get the distortion sounds. Now that just seems like silly to me. It just seems a bit silly. I don't really understand it. I really don't. It don't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. The looper works, but I don't like it. It's finicky at best. Well, mine is. What I've been using this amp for, PeopleTube, and what I've been enjoying is basically not using barely any of the features. I'm not using the looper. I am using the inbuilt effects and the reverbs, which are brilliant. The EQ's brilliant. The sounds are brilliant. I love the amp sounds on this thing. What I've been using this for is just in panel mode. So basically, no saved presets. What I've been doing is I've been leaving the memory light off and basically just going through the different amp types when I want it and just doing it from there. I haven't been bothering with the memory function at all. I haven't been bothering with the looper function at all. I haven't bothered with the Bluetooth function. I downloaded the app for all of 10 minutes. And when I realised it didn't do anything other than what I can do on the panel, I was like, why bother? You know, to bring in another product here, the NUX Mighty Air, for instance. The NUX Mighty Air, the tiny little amp that I, again, love and adore. The app is like a necessity, really, to make that amp shine. It sounds great on its own, but when you get the app, you can do so much with that amp. You can do so much with it, and it's dead easy to use, and there's loads of hidden features that you can't access via the top panel. The app for this is almost, it's not totally pointless, but it's almost pointless in the fact that you just, all you can do is what you can do on the top panel. Am I missing something? Stressing me out, PeopleTube. And also, I've got massive wisdom tooth pain today as well. That's not making anything better. But, am I missing something here, PeopleTube? Because I don't feel like I am. I don't know. I hate when this happens because it puts me into turmoil about the product. Because, sorry about that, PeopleTube. Like I said, I'm in turmoil with this. Absolute turmoil. It's like I said, I like this amp. I do like it. But it's just got problems. The DI outs are fantastic. They're amazing. They sound great. You heard it in the intro jam. That's a DI. You know, that's just DI'd out of the amp. It sounds great. That's my pedal board running through it as well. It takes pedals. It sounds great with a pedal board. When you plug straight into it, you can find anything you want really fast and easy on the panel mode. It's just there's certain problems. Maybe I've been a diva. But there's certain problems with this thing where it just could have been so much better. You know, but it could have just been like, you know, it's like it's here and it could have been here. You know, and it just isn't. The build quality is fantastic. It feels like it's built to last. But I just don't know, PeopleTube. I really don't. Like I say, what I've been doing with it when I play for it is just using it on panel mode. And just basically, if I want a clean tone, I get a clean tone. If I want a distortion, I get a distortion tone, whatever. When I got the app, I thought there might be other effects in the app that I can use. So I don't have to stick with just chorus, flanger, phaser, tremolo, and heavy octave. I thought, I might be able to get something different, like on the Katana. No, you can't. Or if you could, I didn't see it. The app was just a basic app, and it didn't really do anything that you can't do on the top panel. I was having issues with the looper as well. When I would trigger the looper, it would go for a split second and then delete the loop. And I don't know why it was doing that. And I kept trying with it, and it was driving me to immense frustrations, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I was just losing my mind with it. But like I said, I just think this could have been infinitely better. Is it bad? No. And it could be somebody's perfect amp, this could. And I do love it. Don't get me wrong, people. I do love this, and you will see it, and I will be using it for bits and pieces. But it just feels like it's a step down. And I feel like it could have just been more than it is. And that is just upsetting. Especially because I just wanted so much. I just thought this would be basically a mini Katana, and I was wrong. It ain't a mini Katana. It's missing features, and they should be in there. And I think the biggest kicker for me is the fact you can buy the Boss Katana 50 for less than this. And that is just insane. And again, I don't do this channel to slag off comments, but I have to do a follow-up video on this because I'm in turmoil. I'm in absolute turmoil with this. I love it to bits, but at the same time, I can't stand it. And it drives me insane. I don't know what to do. Like I said, I've been putting this video off and putting this video off because I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do another video on it. Because in the first video, I showed you how it sounds, and it sounds great. You know, the sounds you get out of it are brilliant, and it sounds good, and it's inspiring to play through. But then there's features on it where you're just like, And I just get frustrated with it. Like I say, if this had the operating system of a Katana, where it had like banks and you could save individual banks, and the foot switch did certain things, my God, it'd be insane. It'd be insane. It really would. But it doesn't. And I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. PeopleTube, what do you think? Like I say, I do have another video on this showing you what it sounds like, but today was just a follow-up video to give you my final thoughts on it. And I just had to talk about it. You know, I don't really know. I don't really know what to do. I really don't know what to do. PeopleTube, I do recommend going to try one of these things. I really do. Because they are great. But bear what I've said in mind. To me, this is a plug-in and play amp. Forget the technology. Forget the app and the Bluetooth and whatever and all that other nonsense. Even the foot switch and the looper. Forget it. To me, this is a plug-in and play amp. You plug into it and you have fun, which is what I've been doing, and I've been having lots of fun. You know, I really have. And also, it's great to stream music through as well, which is another thing you can do with the Bluetooth. Which, okay, so I kind of go back a bit on my thing of the technology side of it. But I've been really enjoying streaming backing tracks through this and just setting up one sound and playing along to backing tracks. That's been fun. But I can't get these problems out of my head. And like I say, I've probably been stressing Queenie out, to be honest with you, too much about it. Because I've been waffling on about, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. And it's turmoil for YouTube. So I don't know. I had to do another video on it just to round this thing off. But like I say, it's driving me mad. PeopleTube, your thoughts in the comment section below. Thoughts on the battery compartment. Thoughts on the fact that the app only does what the top panel does. Thoughts on the save function that I mentioned, where in the fact of you can't go from clean to distortion. You can only, depending on where your amp selector dial is, you've got free of that sound. Not free of the sounds in the amp, that's free of that sound. So if you're on the US combo, you have free of the US combo. You don't have anything else. Also, another problem I had is when I would cycle through the memory using the foot switch, the amp would just revert itself back to the acoustic simulator constantly. So as soon as I got back to panel mode with the light off, so I went from green, yellow, red, it would revert back to acoustic simulator mode on a preset, but I couldn't get rid of. And no matter what I did then, it was just on acoustic simulator. And even when I turned this, it reverted back to acoustic simulator. Again, I don't know if this is buggy or what. Oh my god, I'm so sick of buggy amps. The Catalyst was the same deal. Anyway, maybe I'm just being overdramatic. But, like I say, anything that causes me this much torment I have to talk about, because I don't know what else to do. Because I love this thing so much. It's so good. I really, really enjoy playing through it when I play through it. And it's just good fun. And it is a great practice tool. But there's features on it which I wish I could use that drive me mad. And there's features on it that I don't understand why they're there. The memory function being the biggest one. The battery compartment is stupid. In all fairness, PeopleTube, Queenie's bass one is perfect. It's amazing. The bass one is amazing. The guitar one has problems. Anyway, that's enough talking. PeopleTube, what do you think? Comment section below. I want your opinions on this thing. Have you tried one of these? Do you own one of these? Do you love it? Do you hate it? What's your opinions? Let me know in the comment section below. I am absolutely stuck in turmoil with this thing. It's brilliant, but oh my god, am I struggling with it? Am I struggling with it, or am I struggling with it? It's driving me up a bloody wall. Anyway, like I said, I do have another video on this where I show more of the sounds. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to just keep playing through the thing today in this video, or just kind of do an intro jam and then just talk about it, which is what I felt I needed to do, is just basically talk it out. So anyway, PeopleTube, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Other than that, I will see you again for another video. I'm going to go and get a cup of tea, which probably won't be good for my tooth, but I don't really care. Stresses me out when... It was exactly the same with the Zoom G5N. When I got that pedal, I loved that pedal so much, but the scroll function drove me insane. And it just drove me mad. And same thing with like the Helix. When I had borrowed a Helix off Master Nick, it drove me insane. And certain other things that the Catalyst drove me mad. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed. That's a stupid statement. Let me know your thoughts, PeopleTube, in the comment section below. Because I don't know. I don't know where I am anymore. I do know I love it, but I also know I don't at the same time. But I do know I'll use it. So I can't, I don't know. I'm gonna let you go off now, people, because I'm waffling. See you again. Bye now.